gars est content parce que chaque fois tu fais avec les doigts et tout. Qu'est-ce que tu es là? Et là, sur celui-là. Non, je l'écoute, c'est pour ça. Attends, elle a fait un tour, elle a fait un tour.
This is a halyard, dark in the bag.
Yep. Okay, so it just feeds down into the bag. Okay. Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? It's a 3 to 1.
Ouais, alors, ça c'est une question aussi. Est-ce qu'il faut faire 2-1 ou 3-1?
Ah ouais?
Si on fait presque un winch 3 vitesses aussi là.
Et vous avez déjà essayé avec 2?
Oui.
Ah ouais?
2-1 avec des bonnes dimensions de drisse et de taquet.
Ouais.
2-1, il faut une bonne grosse.
On l'a fait sur de 5X du 2.
Ouais, mais c'est vrai que le dernier 3-1, c'est un peu
Sur vous, hein?
Et justement, il a déjà passer un peu.
Ah bon?
Parce qu'en fait, lui, il a des chariots qui s'expliquent comme ça.
Allez.
Et du coup, il dit que ça descend pas bien.
C'est comme de la magie là, avec les drisses.
C'est le serpent.
Ah ouais, vraiment?
Le serpent,
Elle est bien dressée là.
Ouais, il faut chanter dans le.
Ouais.
Non mais c'est super pratique, en fait tu remontes les zips.
Ouais, c'est fini, c'est parfait.
Et la drisse elle est pas emmêlée, elle est pas...
Ouais. Ah ouais, non, ça marche très bien. C'est là que je crois avoir, c'est mieux avoir une 3e vitesse.
Ah, c'est vrai que 3e vitesse ça accélère aussi, mais Jacques-François parlait plutôt de l'autre côté, je sais pas.
Ouais,
Pour la grande voile. Après les 3 vitesses,
Ouais.
c'est un effort important, il repasse tout de suite en 2 vitesses.
Ah oui.
d'accord, ouais, c'est pas vraiment pratique.
Ça prend un petit peu de temps.
Ouais, d'accord.
C'est pas 5 fois par jour non plus.
Tant qu'à faire, au début, c'est mieux de mettre tout de suite 2 winch 3 vitesses.
Ah ah.
Là, on peut le faire pour les petits pas.
Il faut de l'entraînement pour l'arriver à la lever comme ça en une fois avec juste un doigt.
We're just getting started out here. Put the mainsail up, we're still under motors, doing about 2,000 RPM. It's really hard to even hear the motors at all in the boat, and you certainly feel no vibration. I think the impression that you get on this boat is it doesn't feel huge at all. It feels it's a big boat, but it doesn't feel crazy. It just feels very solid and safe. I was sitting back in the back of the cockpit, which is very comfortable. You can see at eye height all around. There's lots of shade. It just feels really comfortable. The nice feature of the davit system is there's a single winch that connects all of the lines that raise and lower the davits, lift the dinghy into the davits, so you don't have to have 2 people, 1 on each winch doing it. You just do it with 1 person. It's all through a pulley system, pulley block and tackle system, so it's really pretty easy to do. It doesn't take very long at all. If you look at the cockpit, there's it's just a big cockpit, right? There's tons of room. It's very well sheltered. The leather. This boat is over 2 years old now, and the leather here is holding up really, really well. It looks like it's new. Same with the teak deck. We've got teak deck running all the way through, which is really nice. But just looking at this seat here in the back of the cockpit, you kind of look where you're sitting back here, just the view that you've got, it's just amazing. And you can see all of, pretty much if you're eating at the table or just hanging out, reading or whatever, and you can see everything around the boat. You've got lots of vision. It's very comfortable. So we're up on the port deck. We're still motoring. The wind's pretty light, it's about 6-7 knots, and just waiting to get out a little bit further, and then you can start sailing. Put the mainsail up. It was pretty straightforward. It's nice that you can walk all the way out to the end of the boom to basically undo the sail cover and whatever you need to do on the mainsail to kind of get it ready to hoist. You see the cover just fits straight down into the little holder system, little frame system they've got here, which is nice. It's just a really simple system. It works super well. The mainsail halyard is a 3-to-1 because it's big and heavy, so it's a 3-to-1, so it takes a while to hoist it, but it works out just fine. The line's running back. I'm on the port hull here, and the line's running back here for the furling systems, or the halyards and the furling systems for the head sails. So basically they're just stored, they run along the side of the deck and back to the winches. So basically everything's kind of just goes back into the winches. I've got them stored up forward here now, but it's pretty simple system. The decks are pretty wide, not necessarily wider than the Katana, but they're certainly quite wide and plenty of room to walk. I feel very safe and secure. The boat doesn't have much motion, it's not pitching very much at all. It feels very comfortable, just very solid, it feels really, everything just feels really comfortable. I'm starting to turn on the wind a little bit now. Pretty place. So we're in Hyères, which is the south of France, just to the east of Toulon, which is east of Marseille. In the Mediterranean here is a group of islands off the coast. It's really beautiful. Beautiful day. It's probably about 28-29 degrees Celsius and light winds, 6-7 knots. So I'm sitting in the outboard swiveling helm seat here on the starboard side. Feels very familiar to the Katana helm position. It's not quite as far aft, but you've got a pretty good view of what's going on. Not as good a view as if you're standing at the helm station. It's very comfortable. You can kind of swivel around and hang out here. I definitely think it's a good feature. Got the tillers here, over here. They store inside when you're not using them. So I haven't tried these yet. Once we get sailing, we'll see. But they're not too much of an obstruction. There's plenty of width in the decks to move around. Doesn't feel like they're terribly much in the way. I like the, definitely like the swiveling helm seat where you can kind of swivel it pretty much around 180 degrees and see what's going on. It's pretty nice, very comfortable. Okay, so we're in the starboard hull, and this was be the forward cabin, which would be the one normally Gavin would have. It's a lot bigger than the one we had in Zambezi. It feels a bit more like the main cabin in Zambezi. Got this nice port light right here, opening hatch where you can see the sails. It's quite amazing. The boat is going, we're doing around about 5 knots in just over 6 knots of wind, which is unbelievable. So going down, this is covering thing here is the daggerboard trunk. And there's a little bit of noise from the daggerboards as they go in the seaway, just like there was on our boat before. It's kind of understandable. There's a little toilet here on this hull. It's actually plenty of room and it's really nice, and again lots of light. I mean, you can kind of watch the sea go by through the little hatch here, which is kind of cool. And the daggerboard trunk is a kind of a suede. They call it Alcantara. It's really, really pretty, and there's lots of hatches, so you can see the sails again from inside. There's the salon, the escape hatch. You see the daggerboards down through the water, always super clear here. The boat's just perfectly stable, and we've got a little bit of swell, but it's just moving beautifully. And this nice thing I like about this hull is there's a shower, a nice shower as well, which is separate. Then, so you've got a separated toilet and a separated shower. This is the aft cabin. So this would be Lindsay's cabin. It's huge. So it's pretty much a king size bed in this. They've got a transverse. We would not do transverse. Take a look at this. This is the view lying in the bed. So this is why they do a transverse bed. It's because you can lie down and literally both people lying in the bed can just look out at the view. It is just magnificent. And again, we're in the beautiful Mediterranean. Again, another big hatch here to look up. It's pretty nice. And just looking back down the companionway, plenty of room, plenty of handholds. It's just really comfortable boat. I've got plenty of headroom as well. It's probably about 4 inches above me, and I'm 6'2", so it's easily plenty of headroom.
De toute façon, pour les photos, on a pas intérêt de pour avoir la bonne série. En fait, le truc, c'est que ça prend tout le temps. Je sais pas si c'est vraiment.
At the helm station here on the starboard side, and I'm standing at the helm so you can get an idea of what I'm seeing as I'm driving the boat. So it's pretty nice doing 7 knots in just about 8.5 knots of wind, which is truly amazing. This boat just flies, no wind at all it seems. So we've got a really good view. Just at the helm you can see all the way around. See it, all 4 corners of the boat. I can see the back here. Obviously on the side on that, really easy to see. All the controls are led back here. I've got the, you can see exactly where I'm going. I've got the boat on autopilot right now and it's doing just fine. So we've had a very little wind today, but the boat's been sailing almost the entire time. In a few areas when the wind dropped to below 4 knots, we put the engines on and at about 1500 RPM each, and the boat took off back up to 6.5, 7 knots of speed in 3 to 4 knots of wind. So just a little bit of engine keeps us moving along. As soon as the wind gets over 6 knots, you pretty much can sail. So once the wind gets 6, the boat's going to be doing 5.5 knots. And then, you know, as it jumps up from there, it really is quite impressive. Very nicely at 7.5 knots, which is just amazing. We're also sailing pretty close to the wind. We're able to get around between 30 degrees apparent wind angle, which is really good. So this boat point's very high. It just feels incredibly comfortable, very safe, very solid. Everything is smooth. I mean, this feels like I want to say like a luxury sports car. Everything is just really smooth and fast and easy. There's any feeling of kind of stress or strain or anything kind of feeling a little odd on the boat. It's just feels like a beautifully made boat, and it obviously sails really well. The helm's super light, very balanced. There's no pressure from anywhere. The sails are balancing the helm very easily. It's truly a beautiful boat and a great boat to sail.
Comme c'est 100% non mais... Ah oui.
J'entends la voile. C'est bon, j'entends pas mieux tout à l'heure.
Ouais, moi je voyais plus creux.
Ouais, moi aussi, je me sortais pas.
Mais c'est pas celui du 42 qui était très creux?
Si, mais je pense que c'est mieux.
Moi je pense que moi je verrais plus creux.
Ça ressemble à l'Egenac.
Je vais parler sous les microphones. C'est moi qui ai 2 heures à comprendre.
On peut l'aider à passer la brise jusqu'à là où il y a la surgate. Voilà, après c'est bon.
À quoi?
Le petit bout. Ouais. Il faut que tu tires dessus.
C'est pour les nuits tranquilles.
Oula.
J'ai vendu avec le sac là.
Ça va, Jean-Pierre?
The mother-in-law cabin.
Ah oui.
mais là, un peu après, c'est bon.
Mais là, t'as un nouveau 4... Non, là, t'as 5 verres. 50?
Non, là, c'est 40 mètres, je crois.
5 verres, c'est 40 mètres.
Il y a 5 verres?
5 verres. 1, 2, 3... Non, 4... Mais déjà tout à l'heure, il y avait 4 verres.
Non, c'est les bleus. Comme ça, il m'a mis des trucs, mais...
Ah, le
Vas-y.
bleu. Là, c'est du vert.
Oui, ça tire sur la bandille.
Ouais, ouais.
Donc t'as 50